Hello, welcome back to our weekly transits and a couple interesting things this week. I have figured out how to get the aspect uh, tool working so where it's showing aspects coming ahead. I have it set for a wide orb, but I'll get it tweaked as I work more with the software. Anyway, you will see these different aspects here. And for today, April 23rd, you can see there's an aspect between Pluto and Neptune, and you can see that it is a sextile. There's also another one hidden in here. I think that's a half a square. It's a minor aspect, but just so you see these coming up, and you go, all right, 2 degrees Aquarius, and Aquarius is right next to Pisces, but you have to think here that the degrees apart that these are. Let's just pretend that Pluto here is back 4 degrees. Okay, let's go back to, Capricorn and go to the end of Capricorn, and that would be 28. Let's go back 4 degrees. Now just pretend that Pluto is at 28 degrees of the sign before Capricorn. Then it would be making a perfect sextile, exactly 60 degrees or 2 signs away from Neptune. See that? But it's an out of phase, or I don't know exactly call it that, out of range, out of sign. Yeah, that'd be better. An out of sign aspect. So you see it slipped forward, Pluto into the next sign, but it's still, it's still 4 degrees off of that. I think I have this set for 5. But anyway, just to pick it up. So you'll see those change through the week as we go, and I'll try to point them out because I'll be looking at some of those things. All right, well, today is the full moon, and you can see that. You can see that it is a full moon. Right here is the sun, and you should know that opposite, the sun is shining that big light over on the moon, and it's lit up. So we will see that. Now, this is interesting. I want you to orient you to the time. This isn't just a chart. This is the day moving. This is the sun and moon moving through the day. So right now I have it set ahead. It's as I'm making this video, it's 5:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I set this ahead to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So you can see this is a few hours, it's 2.5 hours ahead of me, where I'm at, and the moon is not yet risen. Look at, see, right? It's like it's down still here under the horizon line. This line right here is going across all the way this way is I believe I'll just give you an easy name. Think about it as the horizon. All right. So here's now, again, it's late in the day. It's, 5:00, and we know the sun at 5:00 is getting close to setting. So in hour-ish, 5, 6, 30, maybe a couple hours, it'll be set. It'll go below this line. It'll set. This is the horizon. It will set there, and then you can see then the moon will be rising. So full moons, or the day before or after, at sunset, you will see the full or nearly full moon rise, and you can see why. And this is every month. It'll just be in different signs. So you should know that the top of the chart is noon, or we'll be looking south. The bottom of the chart is midnight down here, and we would be looking north. This is on this left side. This is east or rising, and then over on this right hand side is the west side or setting. Now, doesn't it make sense? Sun sets in the west, everything rises, everything sets in the west, and everything rises in the east. All right, with that little bit of orientation, let's move ahead. So today, and especially if you have anything near 4 degrees, we can give that a few degrees fore and aft, maybe 6 degrees. So it can even go into, the sign before, that's still in orb. So if you have something at late degrees, something 28, 29, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, going the other way. So if you're anything around there, especially your sun or moon or a closer planet, then this full moon will affect you more. Otherwise, it's it's the full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio we know is deep, it's knowledge, it's investigating. Actually, let me show you. Let me move over to something. This week we have our moon flavors of the week. We have the moon moving through, well, we start out here on our week Tuesday, the moon in Scorpio, and then it moves into Sagittarius, and then it'll move into Capricorn. So that part of the chart. So know in your part of the chart where that is. So let me show you something. I'm going to do a new share. Let's see. We go over to Cafe Astrology, cafeastrology.com. Type in the search engine moon through the signs, or transit moon through the signs, because it'll tell you natal moon or whatever. And you can get a little bit more zeroed in on this until you learn it better. But let me just read to you this week the moon itself. So moon in Scorpio, intensity. And now this is the flavor of our full moon, our culmination. And so things could be getting a little tense or intense. And today kind of was into an intense day, the last couple days, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But let's get into our weekly moon. Our moon, the areas where this week our emotions kind of might sway things. So we start out with this intensity. Whether it's passion, elation, sorrow, or desire, emotions are felt on a deeply personal level. We're motivated by the desire to get to the bottom of things. Scorpio investigates. And we instinctively read between the lines. Scorpios, have a great bullshit detector. So superficiality won't work for us now. We gotta get real, get deep. Moon in Scorpio urges us to uncover our own power, and it's an excellent time to rid ourselves of old fears and limiting habits. It can be an intimate and passionate time. Avoid manipulative tactics, brooding, and suspiciousness. See, here's like getting too hyper scorpionic. Don't be manipulating people. Don't take candy away from little baby that doesn't know that you're going to steal its candy. Brooding, that tendency to do it. We got that sort of happening all week. We got like now, and then we get a burst of some different Sag, and then back to it with Capricorn. And then the suspiciousness. So the moon in Scorpio generally favors the following activities. And these are things related also to 8th house. Taxes, accounting, intimacy issues, psychological examinations, research, self-examination, and getting rid of old things. Really a good time maybe to do some cleaning, some house cleaning, spring cleaning, fall cleaning, wherever on the planet you are. It's always a good time for cleaning, but it's kind of gets deep stuff. Get into those drawers and like, do I need this? I have this, I don't know, I'm not even going to say. Just, we all have junk. Okay, now, in 2.5 days, it changes. The moon changes every 2.5 days. So this morning, you can tell when we saw that the moon was at 4 degrees. So it moved into Scorpio a little while ago, probably around 11:30 or so this morning. So it's going to be here for another 2 days. So that's like Tuesday, and then all day Wednesday, and then later Thursday. Okay, so then Thursday, Friday, and then into Saturday, coming into the weekend, we'll have the moon moving into Sagittarius, which is nice. The moon is at her most optimistic and upbeat in Sagittarius. I love when the moon's in Sagittarius. I mean, not only because I'm an Aries and a Leo rising, which is like, yeah, my buddy fire. But it's like it said, it's optimistic and upbeat. It gets those emotions, out of muck before it goes back into the muck. We're motivated by a need to seek the truth, and we are ready to pursue a new vision. We are not interested in details just now. Instead, we focus on the big picture. New experiences and adventures satisfy a deep emotional need. Spontaneity is the key. We may be also inclined toward overdoing and overstating things. Now, remember, moon and Sag is kind of exaggerates a little bit. So we want to plan ahead, but we don't want to plan ahead, and we prefer to wing it. The moon in Sag generally favors the following activities: adventurous activities that involve winging it, travel, higher education, starting publishing projects, advertising, sports and physical activity. All right, then the moon will move into Capricorn, and instead of getting down about it, it's time, you buckle down about some of that. It's like you settle those emotions down and put them into the practical mode, put them in the practical earth mode sign. It's opposite of where the moon wants to be. So, that's, the moon's in its detriment. But it's like we got to learn to use all of these energies. So anyway, we become aware of the need for structure and planning ahead. We also instinctively are aware of the limitations of time. We're motivated by a desire for success. Achievement and manifestation are most important to us now. We are resourceful and don't want to waste time, energy, or resources. This can also be a very sober influence, even a depressing one. So here's where that, brooding stuff comes back in. However, it can be a productive time when we look reality in the eye. The moon in Capricorn generally favors the following activities: long-term activities that yield slow but steady results, practical undertakings, career issues, making a business plan, and practical investments. All right, that is our moon report for the week. And I know what I wanted to show you. We've been talking about this. We just saw the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, and I'll go back to the chart in a minute. We've been talking about this for a while, but I wanted to read one of my favorite authors of transit interpretations, Robert Hand, and this is the Planets, I'm looking at some Planets in Transit book, and I'll show you the cover in just a second. But let me read this. So this is what this really relates to is like. What this would really mean was like transiting Jupiter would conjunct your natal Uranus. But I still find this makes sense for mundane transits as well. It's just so well done. He did a really good job on this one. All right, this is a transit of surprises and sudden opportunities. This just happened, so it's still in the air. And it will continue. Okay, and you will strive now for a kind of freedom you have never known before. You may throw over all kinds of responsibilities and try to recapture your lost youth, or if you're young, you will seek in every way to express what it means to be young and free. The most negative aspect of this transit is reluctance to live up to your responsibilities. Be careful that in your desire for freedom, you not let people down who are really counting on you. On the other hand, you have to strike a balance between the demands that others make on you and your need to be yourself. Boy, oh boy, I can feel that. All right, at the same time, this transit arouses your idealism. You may find it very hard to accept sordid or unjust conditions, either in your personal surroundings or in the outer world. For this reason, you may become involved in a reform movement or group that works to change social condition. But this transit can work out in an entirely different manner. It may mean a sudden break or opportunity from an entirely unexpected quarter, a sudden promotion, for example, a sudden windfall, or a sudden encounter with someone who proves to be beneficial to you. These are just a few of the possibilities. It's difficult to say exactly which of these might occur because Uranus is an erratic influence, whether it is transiting or natal. See, he even precludes that in his writing. So, another effect of this transit is that it can open your eyes to new possibilities. The consciousness expanding nature of the transiting Jupiter can help you see situations from a totally different angle, and you may think of solutions to the problems that you have had to face. Often there will be radical solutions that you would usually be afraid of, but the transiting Jupiter gives you the confidence to try them. Sometimes this transit can produce a sudden opportunity for travel, because it's got that Jupiter association, that Sagittarius connection, quite often to a foreign part of the world, or maybe something foreign, different that you haven't tried, maybe part of your city, or it could be just something like, you might want to try some foreign food you haven't had before. At the very least, you could expect to be exposed to completely different aspects of life. Whatever the effects of this transit, you can expect a sudden broadening of the scope of your life and the opportunity to encounter life from a new, richer, and broader perspective. This may come about through a major transforming event or through a series of minor ones that collectively have a large impact. All right, let me show you the cover of this book. Planets in Transit. Life Cycles for Living, Robert Hand. Great book. All right, now let's get back over to our charts. All right, and then here is the transit right here. Let's just go back 2 days, 3 days. Is the amount of days? Yeah, and it was like Saturday. You can see here it was like right about perfect. Yeah, okay, so there was. And it's like if you have that 21 degrees in your chart, see what kind of an angle that the Earth Taurus is making to you, or anything, give it a few degrees on one side or the other. So I would give it, a good 3 degrees. So like 24, 25, and like, 18, 17 or 18 on either side. All right, so let's go back to today. All right, so here we see the moon. I had it lined up so you can see that it's opposite right there. All right, let's move ahead now. Interesting though that the moon, right here, it's as soon as it moved, okay, it just went into Scorpio today. And then the first thing that it did, you could see here, I'm not going to go back totally by the hours anyway, but you can see that it just made, you can see some kind of an aspect to Pluto. Everything now that's going into the next sign, a new sign, will have to make an aspect of some sorts to Pluto. So, we have the moon making a stressful aspect. It's a square, right? You can see that this is a fixed sign, and we know Scorpio is a fixed sign. Fixed to fixed is a square. All right, so moon comes in like, it's stretching, and then bangs into Pluto, a square right away. Oh, crap. And then it has to go be full, then it has to have its, its butt lit up. It's a full moon, right? And then it opposes the sun, like right then, that's our full moon, right? So it comes in, square Pluto, oppose the sun. Ah, poor moon is all stressed. Everybody give the moon some love. All right, now, moving on to tomorrow, Wednesday. Moon is mainly the big thing now, so we can still see this get a little bit more, because it's still hanging in there. Actually, this will be in for a while because Pluto, spoiler alert, next week will start to go retrograde, and then Neptune's not moving too much anywhere real fast, so it'll go to 29. We know it's going to go almost to the end of it before it goes back. So this little sextile here will be in the works for a while. Actually, we should go back over to Robert Hand and go look at that real quick. Let me go look. Neptune. Let's see here real quick. Pluto and Neptune. How do I do? Let's do Neptune sextile. Let's go. Let me make sure. Yeah, I shared this with you. Otherwise, I'll read it. Okay, so we go all the way to Neptune sextile Pluto. Almost there. Saturn, Uranus. All right, Neptune. We gotta go Neptune, sextile Pluto, because this is gonna be with us for a little while. Sorry. Get it out of the houses. It goes through the houses too, and the ascendant. Okay, here we go. Squares. So we'll go sextile. Okay, Neptune. Nope. You wanted Pluto. Go a little bit more. Neptune, sextile. Bear with me. Okay, there's our Pluto square. All right, go back a little bit. Go back. Go fast. All right, here we go. Neptune. Did I get it right? Sextile Pluto. During this time, many aspects of the life you have known will pass out of existence, leaving you in a position to make a new start at some level. See, now this is again transiting Neptune over somebody's natal Pluto. So take this as just broad for all, okay? This transit is not likely to be very troublesome under any circumstance, but it will be least difficult and most profitable if you don't try to hold on to whatever is leaving you right now. It is a natural part of life that everything must die and decay to be reborn again at another level. This is the cycle you must go through now. To a large extent, what happens to you now will be caused by larger forces for social change around you rather than by your individual actions. But make no mistake, you must respond to the energies of this transit in terms of your own everyday life. Experiences may prove that beliefs and opinions you have held all your life are invalid, but this will not happen in such a shattering way that you lose all sense of direction. Instead, you should feel that this is an opportunity to clear away the dead wood in your brain and start over again. See, another aspect, we were just talking about is kind of making this happen now too. So therefore, this is an excellent time to undergo therapy, learn to read tarot, if you feel so inclined, or to explore any other mind-expanding philosophy of human potential. You will be in closer touch with your innermost psychological drives than at almost any other time in your life. This is not an opportunity to be wasted, especially since these energies may be operating much more benevolently than usual. Now you can do voluntarily what you would be forced to do at some other period in your life. This is really important. I mean, we focus on a lot of the big aspects, but it's certain things like this that are going to be in place for a while. Let me get this new share. I wanted this one. Excuse me, I can't share screen, and why isn't this going away? Okay, hopefully, let me just make sure we get the right page to share. Okay, you should be seeing the chart again. Okay, so hopefully, because this is such a slow moving aspect, Neptune is not moving anywhere fast. It's going to move to 29, and then Pluto is going to start moving the other way. So this will only perfect. It'll only get, we said, what was it, 56 degrees in the beginning? It's a bit off, so it's going to get even closer and closer. These are these interesting ones that kind of sneak up on us. So a sextile is nice. All right, so this again, I think we should focus on voluntarily letting certain things go, not clinging, not clutching. Yeah, it could be difficult, and especially if you have things around those degrees, or, if you have your sun or moon or Venus or, something more personal planet around these degrees, could be more impacting. But anyway, these ones, this is going to be in for a while. We'll see this for weeks and months. Well, we know months, actually, because when did we say Neptune goes to 29? Like, what is it, 45 or something, 49 or something? It's like, September or something. And then, Pluto's going to start going retrograde. So it'll go, it'll go back into Capricorn. So yeah, this will get more perfect. Okay, that's kind of an influence for now. But I wanted to point that one out for you. Other than that, we're just coming off of the full moon. And then the moon's also going to trine over to Saturn, which will be nice. Tomorrow we get a little nice moon Saturn. We got, where is it? So we got moon here. It's like it's almost doing this right now. I got it. Oh, look at that. God, I love it when sometimes it lines up when I just get that. So here's moon 16, and this was tomorrow at 7:30. And then it's making a trine over to Saturn. Here it's like water sign, right? Water. So moon gets a little break with Saturn. It's a nice trine there. So it could be maybe, decisions and things that you make, if you're kind of sober and responsible, will be, you'll get the nod and the wink from Saturn. All right, Thursday. Oh, good. Now we can see the aspect patterns coming in here. Look at this. Look at the moon. Pluto is, at this time on Thursday, 7:30, and you have to adjust it from where you are, the planet. But at this time, Eastern Daylight, Pluto is right in the middle. It's like the midpoint of the moon and Neptune. So this can be a very interesting time. Excuse me, a very interesting revelation also. And then the moon is showing a square and a half, that 135 degree, I forget what it's called, over to stationing Mercury. See, it's their S here. It's going to go direct this week. It's going to go direct in just a little while here at 15 degrees. You see it stationed. And the moon is in a quincunx over to the sun. So tomorrow could be a little bit of an interesting day. You know, and especially around this time when the moon perfects that, you know, but the other aspect, the other sextile will still be in place, and you know, these other little tense aspects will be in place in the evening, East Coast time. All righty, moving on to Friday. I'll see what else was I gonna. Is that all I wanted to show you? Oh yeah, the moon. Go back a second. You know, as it's going through Scorpio, it's. Am I on Thursday? Yeah. It's going to, the moon will oppose these over here as it gets further out. Well, it just did, okay? It was just in opposition, you know, when it was at 22 degrees, making over here to the planets that, you know, Uranus and Jupiter that just, well, they're still, you know, in orb here. They're still traveling together. So a few hours back, let's just look at it. Let's see when the moon, let's go back. All right, there it is. Why isn't it, I don't have it set. Look at, I don't have it set for that. This is what's frustrating. It should have made the opposition over here, but I'm going to have to mess with those again. I thought I had it, you know, some of these I don't work quite like I want, and I have two programs, so anyway, darn. Okay, no worries. Let's just move on. Lots of this is a huge program. This is Solar Fire that we're watching here, and I also have another one I've had for years, has Sirius. So the manuals are like Bibles. They're huge. All right, enough of that. So we'll go ahead. We talked about this day, Thursday. So anyway, the moon is stressed again because it opposes those two jokers that were just conjunct in it. It's just there. And then it trines over to Mars and Neptune. And we see, where is it? Right here, Mars is getting real close to its conjunction with Neptune. Look at that. We got a lot of like little inner dynamics going on here. Okay, so let's move on to Friday. So here again, moon will change signs. Moon had went into Sag, and then, you know, it made us the sextile with Pluto. I'm not going to go back and forth, keep showing it to you, but you see that when it was back here at 2 degrees, it made a nice aspect here, which is good. Not a whole lot on Friday, you know, but this is going to live here with us for a little while. These two. All right, and let's go to Saturday. So Saturday, you know, we've got this nice Sag moon, you know, with Friday, Saturday, you know, this should be nice Friday night, Saturday night when the moon is in Sag, and it's waning. You know, we got out of the full moon, so we're kind of like, it's like the zit was popped. Things are down now. The inflammation is going down. You know, we can kind of restore to a little bit more, hopefully, jolliness and normalcy. But we don't have a lot of other stressful aspects going on. Not really a lot of anything much going on at all, other than what I just pointed out to you. So that is, it's going to maybe calm or clear the air a little bit. All right, and into Sunday. So now we got the moon moving into Capricorn. As soon as it moved there, you know, when it was early degrees, you can see that here it's making and I got to mess with these degrees because we should have a trine over being drawn over to the sun. Oh, darn. But anyway, we'll get there with these. So anyway, we know that this is an earth sign, and we know the sun's in Taurus and earth sign, so the sun moon now is trine. So Sunday energy should be picking up kind of nicely. What else about that? Oh, and then here's our Mars. Mars just it snuck up on me there. I showed you it was like 4 degrees. Mars is moving fast. Did I pass the one? Did we do? No, not yet. Okay, so Mars here is making this conjunction with Neptune. And let's go. Oh, I got. Did I keep this open? Oh, did I bring him down? All right. Anyway. Mars, I had Robert Hand's book up and I closed it, but Robert Hand recommend that book for anybody. But anyway, we've talked about this one, and it's perfecting. So we have Mars and Neptune. So we've got Mars hurrying to get to its own sign of Aries. And then we have Neptune just hanging out there. So let me just, actually, I have my own hard copy. I'm gonna look at that real quick for you. So Mars conjunct Neptune, almost turn right to it. I put to opposition. Let me read just a little bit of it. Kind of stay with the theme today. Mars conjunct Neptune. Remember, this is, I'm reading for like transiting Mars would be going over natal Neptune, but it's still, a lot of this applies. This is a very peculiar transit, and it's usually accompanied by strange feelings. So if you're feeling weird coming around Sunday, we've got, the good moon aspect, but then we've got some of this other weird, the Mars aspect. You are likely to feel extremely irritable, itchy without quite knowing why, and at the same time you maybe feel discouraged or incapable of doing anything useful. Feelings of weakness and inferiority are quite common with this transit. As a result, Neptune's ego-denying quality in conflict with the essentially egoistic nature of Mars. It is not the best to take feelings too seriously. You should avoid any kind of Neptune-dominated activity during this period, including actions that are ill thought out or based on personal delusions rather than fact. Especially if you have things at these degrees, okay? Always, always more important if you have something near the 28 degrees. And that could be, 24, 25, 26, 27, or 29, 0, 1, 2 of another sign you'd be affected by this. You should be careful to avoid any kind of Neptune dominated. Yeah, okay, I read that. Also, you should be careful of people who appeal to you through your favorite ideals or delusions and then take you for a ride. I hear like famous fairy tale stories here. Your delusions may be the basis of someone else's success. This transit's good for any activity that's totally selfless and involves serving others. So it's a good day for church, charity work, hospital institution, helping people, religious, spiritual things, working wholly and consciously for something or someone else's interests, or as opposed to being taken advantage of. These activities are exceptions to the rule that you shouldn't begin anything now. However, you must be certain that you're not working for secret or selfish advantage through these activities. Otherwise, it'll come out for naught. Neptune is quite rigorous about denying one's ego. On the physical level, you should be careful not to abuse your body during this period. Your energy level will probably be rather low because, Mars, it's like at the end of where it doesn't like to be. It's been swimming. Mars does not like that. So if you push yourself too hard, you'll be physically exhaust yourself and possibly bring on illness. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Robert Hand. All right, so that's a big deal. This comes around, Mars orbit around is like every 2 years. So we have this happening on Sunday. So chill on Sunday. This is a good chill day. Also the moon, let's see, on Sunday, what else I was going to tell you? Moon is in trine to sun. We already said that. Okay. And then we end the week Monday. We've got Venus now moving into her home sign. She's like, and like she beat Mars. I got here first. Look at, and then Mars will be the next day. It's at, it's like 30 minutes or 30 minutes ahead or behind. So anyway, this will be really nice. Venus will go into her home sign, so that will feel a lot better. And then she'll start to make conjunction to the sun, getting closer there. And then Mars will be in its home sign. And then Thursday, spoiler alert, I already told you, Pluto goes retrograde. So let's just look, where's Pluto back here? See, it's been like here at 2 degrees hanging out and not moving very much, like 06. So here, let's see, look at Mars now moves into Aries. Look, this is barely a day later. And then, see, look at, it's on Wednesday, we see Pluto stationing, and then, there we go, it's retrograde there. Pluto's retrograde for like 6 months out of the year, so it must be like 6 in a little, and then it's forward 6 in a little bit more, so it does make some gains. But it's just such a wonky orbit. But anyway, that's what we have coming up, and hopefully I'll get this aspecting a little bit better. And yeah, interesting week. So pay attention to those things, but enjoy the Sag moon. That's always a good time every month. You should mark on the calendar when the moon is in Sag. All right, until next week. Bye for now.